What they kept after the silence. In the far outer colonies, memory was not treated like something sacred. It was treated like something fragile. And fragile things in harsh environments were often removed for efficiency. That was the doctrine of the Helion recovery belt. Survival requires forgetting what slows you down. But some things refuse to be forgotten, even when the mind is told to let go. 1. The station that didn't record everything. Kael worked at Relay Station K-17, a place designed to store memory fragments from deep space rescue operations, distress calls, neural echoes, last transmissions. But due to system limitations, not everything was archived. Some signals were too corrupted, too emotional, too unstable. Those were marked non-essential memory residue and deleted. Kael didn't agree with that classification, but he had no authority to change it. So he did something else. He started keeping copies. 2. The cub in the debris field. They found the cub during a routine salvage sweep. Half buried in wreckage. Barely responsive. No identifiable origin tag. But what stood out wasn't its condition. It was what it clutched. A broken communication core. Still flashing faintly. Repeating the same fragmented signal. Not data, not coordinates, just emotion patterns embedded in static. Kael didn't order disposal. He ordered retrieval. 3. The memory that wasn't meant to survive. Back at the station, they tried to decode the fragment. It wasn't language. It wasn't code. It was memory, but not recorded memory. Emotional memory. Something like fear, warmth, loss, return, waiting. All layered inside a failing signal loop. The cub reacted to it. Every time it played, it calmed slightly. Not fully, but enough to notice. 4. The first sacrifice. The station AI flagged the cub as unstable. Recommendation: erase residual signal exposure. Prevent cognitive contamination. In simpler terms, stop it from remembering. Kael refused. He isolated the signal instead. Then did something unexpected. He linked it to his own neural interface. Not to study it, but to feel it. The moment he did, he understood why the system wanted it gone. It hurt, not physically, but deeply, like remembering something you never fully lived through. 5. The trust that formed in silence. After that night, something changed between Kael and the cub. It stopped reacting to others, but it reacted to him. Not like obedience, like recognition. As if something in the shared exposure had created a bridge neither of them understood. Kael never spoke about it. The cub never asked. But trust doesn't always need language. Sometimes it forms in shared silence. 6. The memory collapse event. A system-wide failure occurred in the relay network. Multiple memory cores began corrupting simultaneously. Stored fragments started degrading into unstable feedback loops. The station prepared for full purge. That would mean erasing thousands of final transmissions. Lost voices, last thoughts, final emotions. Kael stood in front of the control panel and made a decision that violated every protocol. He initiated a manual transfer from corrupted storage into himself. 7. The sacrifice. The process was not designed for human endurance. Memory fragments flooded his neural pathways. Not information, experiences. A dying pilot apologizing to no one. A child's last recorded laughter before oxygen loss. A soldier choosing to stay behind so others could escape. Kael collapsed, but he didn't stop the transfer. Because if he stopped, those memories would be gone forever. And something in him refused to allow that. 8. The cub's response. The cub approached him while he was still connected. It didn't panic. It didn't run. Placed itself beside him. And did something unexpected. It matched his breathing. Slow. Steady. Like anchoring him. Like saying, I am here. Do not disappear into it alone. For the first time in Kael's recorded medical logs, he was not the only one holding something too heavy. 9. The aftermath of remembering. When systems stabilized, Kael was alive. Barely, but functional. The stored memories were saved. Not in the station, but in him. He became a living archive. Not by design, but by choice. The council called it reckless. The engineers called it impossible. But the cub stayed beside him. Every day. As if guarding something no one else could see. 10. The truth about memory. Weeks later, Kael finally spoke to the cub. Do you know what this is? The cub tilted its head. He touched his chest lightly. This is what they tried to delete. Pause. And what I couldn't let die. The cub pressed closer. Not understanding words, but understanding weight. Ending. In the Helion recovery belt, memory was supposed to be storage. Disposable. Replaceable. But Kael proved something different. Some memories are not data. They are people. And some sacrifices are not about saving lives in the moment, but about carrying them forward when no system is willing to remember. And in that quiet station, between human pain and alien understanding, trust was not built through safety. It was built through shared burden. And what they kept after the silence was each other.